So the Chicago Sky traded Marina Mabrey, and the more I look at the trade, the more I'm like, it actually makes sense long term, but short term, they are obviously in tank mode. There's no question about that. They got way worse short term. Before we get on, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We are trying to hit 23.5 by the end of the day. Okay, subscribes by the end of the day, and we are currently 170 off. So, Angel Reese and Marina Mabrey, or not Angel Reese, Marina Mabrey herself requested a trade. She wanted out of Chicago, and they traded her. They traded her to the Connecticut Sun. Doesn't seem like there's any hard feelings there. And the Chicago Sky, it's not like they got back anything crazy. They're probably going to move up. With their second round pick this year, they're probably going to move up about 4 or 5 spots. From a early second round to a late first round. So, if you're looking at players that they might be able to get, there are some good players. Like, with that second round pick, or with that, late first round pick, if you're keeping Teresa Weatherspoon and you just want your all-out defense, we want to be dogs, Raven Johnson's going to be on the board. And that is your lockdown defender who's improving on offense. That is your absolute lockdown guard defender. So you've got, again, you don't solve your point guard problem there, but you get an elite defensive player then in Raven Johnson who's going to be good. Who's genuinely going to be good for the team. And as well as that, you got a 2026 pick swap. And you might be saying oh, it's not. I genuinely I thought that it was just their pick and the Connecticut Sun pick. And the Sun are going to be better than using 2026. That's a bad pick. But no, it's actually a pick swap between the Mercury and the Sun. You have got two teams that both have the potential of imploding. The Sun less so than the Mercury. The Sun could end up getting the only player, they can't pay. I don't think they can pay all of Carrington, Bree Jones, Alyssa Thomas, and DeWanna Bonner. Unless one of them takes a massive pay cut. I don't think they can afford to pay them all. So it's going to be tough for them to run it back. And while keeping Marina Mabrey under contract. Unless they trade Marina Mabrey in the offseason. They're going to have to trade one of them. They can't keep their big five. Let's be real. They can't keep their big five. And Marina Mabrey's not going to play point guard. She's going to come off the bench. And she's going to be on a max contract off the bench. So, they're going to win. They're trying to win this year. They're in win now mode. So it's not a bad trade for them. And they didn't give up anything too crazy. But they already have the... I think they are... Is it the Mercury's pick? I think they have the Mercury's pick next year. And the Mercury have Brittany Griner, a 42-year-old down at Taurasi. And, as good as Natasha Cloud and Kalia Copper are, they're injury prone. And this is a team that could be in the lottery next year. I don't think they will, but they could be. Especially if Taurasi retires. Taurasi retires, the Chicago Sky get that pick in 2026. And that is where you're looking at, okay, we want a high pick. We want to solve our point guard issue. Flaujae's there. She played with Angel Reese. She's there with LSU. And also, the fact that the CBA probably isn't kicking in. She's going to be on, the rookie deals in 25 and 26 are going to be some of the best contracts in the WNBA. Same with 2024. So she's going to be on one of the best contracts in the WNBA. And you might have a Flaujae. And then with their own pick next year, they're probably going into tank mode. If you look at the way the WNBA standings are, the Atlanta Dream don't have their pick. So the Atlanta Dream need to make a comeback. And post-Olympic break, I don't think they have a tough schedule, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to think who they have. They played the Sky once. But I think when it comes to the Dream, they have a good team. It's just a problem with the Dream. They beat the Aces. They were 6-6. They were heavily reliant on Ryan Howard. And Ryan Howard was injured. And she was pretty good in her last game. Ryan Howard was a without question all-star. There was no one questioning whether or not she was going to be an all-star. If you're looking early on in the year, the Dream, obviously they lost to the Mercury. Is that preseason? No. So first game of the year, they beat the Sparks well, lose to the Mercury. Then they beat the Wings, and this is before the Wings had all their major injuries. The Wings, I think, started off 4-3 or something. They only lost to the Lynx by 3. They beat the Mystics. They beat the Aces by 4. They obviously lost a couple of games a little bit big. They beat the Sky. And Have they played the Sky 3 times? I think they played the Sky 3 times. They played the Fever twice, and they played they played the Sky twice without Ryan Howard. It's just they were a playoff team. They were better than the Mercury, and then Ryan Howard got hurt. So I'm looking at their schedule. They played a Mercury twice. Like, they are two real must-win games, and they faced the Fever, and they got to win that one even with Ryan Howard. So they play the Wings, the Fever. They play the Mystics twice, Sky to end the season. Like, they probably need to win. Like, they're 3 games behind right now, especially after they lost their last game and the Sky won. It's gonna be tough. But like, if you are the Chicago Sky, like, they're gonna really push for it. If you're the Sky, I think you want to be in that lottery. And I know you don't have your pick, but I think you want maybe the off chance that you get 2 and Dallas gets 1, or you get 1 and Dallas gets 2. Because I think there's a big drop off because the Valkyries probably go in there at 5. Like, the Valkyries probably are the 5th pick in the WNBA draft. So there is a big drop because you can get, when you're at the top of that draft, you can get Kiki Iriafen, who's going to be, I don't know how much she fits in, for example, with I don't know how much she fits in with Chicago. Obviously, Dallas have their pick. But like, let's just say you get pick number 2 or pick number 3 and Dallas gets 1. Or, to be fair, if Sparks get number 1, Paige is going to the Sparks. But if you then have Connecticut's late first round pick and you get 2, you can just go to Dallas and be like, look, you guys want Kiki. We want Paige. I know you're going to take Paige at number 1. Go take our late first round pick. Or go take one of the other assets we got in the Mabrey deal. We're moving up to 1. And we're going to get Paige. And to do that, they need to be in the lottery. And I think that's what they're trying to do. They're tearing it down. Like, supposedly, from what all the stuff I've read, like, James Wade, the previous GM of the Sky, like, he gave them a championship, but like, mortgaged their future for so many win nows. And this is like them trying to get some of their future back. It is heavily dependent. Like, a lot of this stuff is dependent, though, on them. Some of the stuff is dependent on them losing this year. And I can't see a situation where they go out there and act like no player is going to try to lose. No coach is going to try to lose. But the front office would rather the team lose. Like, it's very clear that it is that is a front office, let's try to tank move. Because, like, they come out at a break with the Sparks. Like, if they go and lose to the Sparks in that first game, it's going to be real tough for them to come back because they play the Mercury, the Sun, the Aces, the Mystics, who I think are going to be real tough after the Olympics. Then they play on the 30th of August. They go and play against the Indiana Fever. So that's going to be the huge game. So, yeah, I think they have a very rough end to the season. Like, they have an end to the season where if they come out positive or even close to being positive with this end of the year, and like, thankfully they played the Wings 3 times because the Wings are like, they're going to be legit post-Olympic break. So if I'm a Chicago fan, you're probably looking at the tankathon and thinking, you know what, this might be worth it. The tankathon might be worth it in the end. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.